Okay, let's enter full screen. Okay. Good morning or good afternoon. I'm not sure what it is now. The day seems to be ticking on by. I haven't done a Suchira Gibberish for quite a long time because the body has been processing and doing its thing, and much has been shifting. Many understandings coming. So where to begin? Okay, so maybe we'll have a little story first so you get an understanding. For the last month, or for over a month, the body was processing. So you could say that this body had a virus or had something. And for 2 weeks I was just in the bed and not being able to do anything. And there was this feeling to vomit. There was this, but not really vomiting. There was obviously a cough, and there was obviously the processes of the body. And this was happening for 2 weeks, and I was just watching it. Luckily, I had a friend staying in the house with me, and she was sort of taking care as much as could be taken care of. So this process went for 2 weeks, and eventually I decided that a friend suggested a homeopathic doctor, and my friend gently took me to this homeopathic doctor, and he said my pulse was very low, and obviously my energy was low because 2 weeks of not eating anything. And but he said that I wasn't sick, which was very difficult. I laughed at him and I said, well, I feel like shit. And he said, no, I don't mean you're not sick. I mean that you don't have a serious sickness like cancer or heart problem or something like that. Basically, you have you have obviously something going on, and definitely your body is very depleted in this moment, and so we're going to give you something to support that. So we went through what was happening on a physical level, and then he gave me some powders, and I slowly followed his instructions. The body was already on the turn of getting better, but he supported the process of that. Now, you can say this is a terrible thing and it's sickness and everything, but it was the greatest gift. And this is where I say to you, find the gift in everything that comes, because even though it may be very unpleasant, there is always a gift in it if one can choose to find it. In this time of being with myself, I had no energy for anybody else. I had no energy to do internet. I had no energy to give anything outside of myself. I had to pull my energy back to me and be with me and allow myself to see whatever was clearing from the body mind, the cellular structure, which was no longer supporting this Suchira anymore. And it needed to come in the form of a body clearing. And even though it was horrible, I was aware that there was incredible times during resting times, or sometimes when sleep came, and when I was sleeping most of the time, I was getting incredible insights as to what was happening for myself, and sometimes, as later on, also understanding certain things in the collective that you could say are not linear mind things, that are just understandings that came. So many shifts came in this time. And then after that, there were a few tests that came to see if I would get hooked into the old patterns. And I watched myself going into them. I watched myself being in them. Emotional stuff and everything. I realized I was clearing a lot of bitterness and a lot of sourness out of my life, because there was this bitter taste, there was this sour taste, and that it needed to clear from the body. So when the tests came and I had an experience to see something where that hurt me and that was painful to me, it really helped me to, in that process, to see. I went, my gosh, I'm here again. I'm in this Padma. I've worked this so many times. How come this is still here now? And what is the lesson in it for me? And what do I need to see? My God, here I am again. And it was very simple, because when I eventually processed it and allowed myself to see what is the habit within this Suchira body-mind, that it has cleared, and am I going to still play this same old game? Am I going to drag the game in from the past and just recharge the whole cellular and body systems? And in the seeing of it, I realized it came very clear, and it was a very simple. Often I find even these big processes, they are showing very simple things. And what I needed to understand was that I was getting too far ahead of myself, that I was looking too far into the future, or not trusting that I was held. And I just needed to take one step at a time and take the responsibility for this moment. And in a way, I got some ideas of the overview of what was coming or what was happening, but not from a linear mind, but from this voice that comes from inside me. I was told very clearly, don't worry, it's all being taken care of. You don't have to worry about this. Just, we're doing the work. Everything, by the time you are shifting or making a move or doing something, we will have it all organized for you, and it will flow. And there was this mind of the Suchira, that the personality that wanted to make it happen. And when I saw that I got in trouble, or I suddenly got like a Zen hit, it was because I was trying to do something again from the mind. I was not listening and hearing that you just be in the moment. The rest is being taken care of. It's like you have to take one step. You have to take the initial step to see and understand and to be listening. But after that, you actually have to set back and let existence do its magic. Because I don't have any understanding or necessarily needing to have a picture of how the next step will manifest. I have been told that it is being taken care of and that I do not need to worry. So in that moment, I come back to now. I come back to starting to eat again, starting to eat beautiful food, starting to enjoy, starting to allow myself to bring a friend in to cook for me. Rita came and cooked for me for a while. And now I'm actually cooking for myself again. I am getting organic food. I'm getting some nice, I found a nice organic, they have vegetables on Wednesday and Saturday, so I go and pick them up. Whatever organic is in India, I don't know, but anyway, it's very nice. I'm enjoying it, and I'm being very simple. I'm being very much with myself. And that's why I know Suchira Gibberish for a while, because I had to come back and I had to refine this. Because everything that I put out to you, or I challenge you with, or I tempt you with, you can guarantee that on my own level I have had to go through it. I have had to really clean myself constantly. It's like the dust on the mirror. You have to keep cleaning the mirror so that you can still see clearly, and you have to be tested to see if you are walking your talk. There's no way, many people I see on this planet, I hate to say it guys, you're talking it and you're talking it and you're talking it. And I feel like sometimes kicking you up the arse and say, when are you going to start actually putting it into practice? Because actually, really, nobody can do that for us. You have to walk it. And when you take one step and you start taking responsibility, the ability to respond, to choose to be a victim, and ultimately it is all ours. Whatever anybody else is doing, they're doing it to you, no problem. They are doing it to you, they're doing their 50%. But that's not your business. Your business is, why am I attracting this? What is the lesson for me? What do I need to understand? What do I need to refine? As I've said to you before, if you have a big shit, you have to clean your ass. We're in the spinal base chi chai, which is also to do with the base of the spine, which is the asshole, which is eliminating and clearing. So stop being afraid of stuff happening, but look and see how much you want to drag the fear, the old fear, from the past into this moment. In each moment you have a choice, and stuff is happening big time. But there is so much bloody magic out there. There is so much mystery, whether it be a small flower or the wind through the trees or something. It's not in the big stuff. And this ordinariness is the most beautiful when you can see the blessings in the moment. So my beloved ones, I don't know if that makes any sense to you. This is just 11 minutes, but I've had some friends who have been asking for me to do a gibberish. So here it is. My gibberishes at the moment are not being put onto the YouTube channel. I will ask the young woman who is doing it if she can do the latest ones and put them up. And if not, I'll be looking for somebody who can help me with that, because I'm not so good at, well, I haven't been so good at this. I'll need somebody to show me, and I'll see if I can download them onto YouTube. If not, people will just have to find them here on Facebook or not find them. Anyway, my darlings, I wish you a beautiful day. Step up, do the homework. Nobody can do it for you. Stop making the excuses. When you hear yourself making an excuse why you're justifying why it's okay, look and see, why am I justifying? What is it that I need to see in this? What is my part in this? What is the gift in this from existence? And especially if it's a kick up the arse, have a look and see, even if it feels like horrible, and it's so easy to point the finger at the other. The other is doing their part in it. You cannot do the work for them, but you can do the work for yourself. And we are constantly having to refine. In this time, we are being given such great opportunities. But that means we have to step up. We have to step up and get real. So don't get lost in the doing. Find out what is the being. I would suggest that if everything is going a little bit crazy, slow down. Make space. Because you cannot hear that small, still voice within yourself if you are so busy and not in your busyness, in your excuses, in your doing. Then existence will need to slow you down, and it'll slow you down. For me, it slowed me down for nearly a month, and it was not all pleasant, but of course on a cellular level it somehow needed to be cleared out, and the body sometimes needs to do this also, and that's not a mistake either. Anyway, my darlings, the people are always there who will support you and hold the space. You have to have the eyes to hear, you have to have the ears to listen, and you ultimately have to choose to pick up and do the work. We no longer can be the vacuum cleaner and come in and suck out or clean your room, and then you go away and you just dirty your room up again. No, we can help you, we can hold the space, we can give you suggestions, but we cannot do it for you anymore. And we can do it once or twice, we'll help you vacuum clean your room. But eventually, if you're still building up the dirt in your room and you're not keeping your own room clean, if you're not keeping your own space clean, if you're not doing it, you will find that well, people like me, I'm not interested. I don't need to be your vacuum cleaner. Go and do some work with some other people that are doing more therapy or something like that. Maybe you need to do that. But really, you don't actually have to do all that. You've got all the tools you need, but you just have to choose to use them. And, you know, we human beings can be so stingy. We can be so stupid sometimes. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. I'm just saying, you know, really, come on, beloveds. There's so much out there. There's so many gifts. There's so many people that can hold space. But ultimately, anybody who is truly working with you will not take the responsibility away from you. They will mirror it back to you. And that might come in a way of telling you to fuck off, because they no longer want to be sucked by you. Who wants to be a vacuum cleaner? You know, I don't need to be a vacuum cleaner for you. You can keep your own room clean. So, I send you lots of love. I send you healing. I send you that you get the lessons that you need to get and pass through them as quickly and as easily and gently as you can allow yourself. But if you want to do it the hard way, darling, you can go kicking and screaming. But I tell you, it doesn't have to be that way. And I tell you, for everything that you go through and you clear and you really walk it, there are so many blessings that come. I cannot explain to you, beyond. And it's not just for the special ones, it's for everybody. And all you have to do is take us one small step at a time, but do the fucking homework. Do it. I hate to see suffering. I mean, the hardest thing for me is that I really see the sadness is, if there is any sadness, I don't cling to the sadness, but the sadness would be that I see so many people that have all the tools, they have all the possibilities, and they choose to cling so desperately to their misery. And they're staying asleep because they don't want to open their eyes and see the beauty that's out there, because you have to walk through a bit of shit sometimes. And sometimes some shit gets put on your roses, so you grow beautiful roses that have thorns that can protect you and beautiful blossoms. And sometimes the shit is there, it is also needed. But once you get it, once you choose the way of looking, and it's just a matter of how you look, it's just a click, it's just the way you look, then you start to see everything as a blessing. And then it can move very fast. So I wish you much love. Have a beautiful day.